Hi, welcome. This is Mel B. I wanted to talk to you today about the fear that you have. And one of the fears that you may or probably have or have had is traveling on an airplane. Well, I am recently arrived in Dallas, Texas. I'm here for a Wigs.com event and, of course, to visit my family. So I traveled from Europe, from Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam, over here to Dallas. And I have done this many times, about 3 or 4 times a year for the last 6 years. And I have not once, not ever questioned about my wig. First time, I was very scared. Second time, very nervous. One thing is my hair then always looks different than my passport. The other thing is it always looks different than my driver's license or any ID that I have. But you know what? They're not really scanning for your hair. They're scanning for your facial features because they always know the hair can change and does change over time, or in my case, like for wigs. So I want to encourage you when you're getting on that plane, just like I got on it a week or so, I was not scared any longer. I step into security. I step through the meter where you put your arms up and it goes around you and detects, anything out of the ordinary. And I always thought, oh, they're going to know my wig. They're going to ask me to take my wig off. They have never asked me to take my wig off. I will give you a suggestion. If it was to ever happen, you can request to the person asking you, tell them you have a wig, you're not comfortable taking it off in public. Could they take you to a separate location where you can slip your wig off? But you know what? I say take it off. Let the world see. Because what they're going to see is, one, astonishment that, what, that was a wig? And two, you just might be selling somebody on the fact that, wow, I didn't even know that was a wig. So don't be afraid. Don't be scared. The other thing was the good thing that happened. I really was taken aback when I was getting ready to board the plane, right? I'm ready. They've called. I've gone through group 1, group 2, group 4. I'm in line and waiting to go down into the plane. And they always have security there in Europe. And so they always do random checks. So in 6 years, I've never had that happen. But this time, I was a person among some others that they said, do you mind if we do a random check? Which means they want you to bring your bags over and they're going to go through your bags again, or your carry-on stuff. I was like, okay. So I walked over and she was like, having a good day? And I said, well, yeah, I'm having a good day. And she said, I really like your haircut. And I said, well, I like yours. We almost had the same haircut. This is the wig I was wearing. This is Idalia from Jon Renau. Except her color was her natural color hair. And I said, I like yours too. And I said, this is a wig. And she turned around and looked at me because she's security. She's TSA, right? She looked at me and she said, I would have never guessed. And she said, and that's my job, to try to wonder or figure out or see. And she said, she looked closer and she was like, I showed it to her like this. And she was like, I did not know that. So first compliment, I was like, good to know. Then I get on the plane and I'm sitting down in my seat, and now the passengers behind me are coming. There was 2 women that were right there beside my seat. And you know how close it is on an airplane. When people are going by the aisle to get past your seat, it's tight. And they're standing above me and they're looking down. So one of them, and then there was a flight attendant behind her. So I had about 2 or 3 ladies, one behind me, 2 that are right beside me, and a flight attendant behind them. And the one lady says, I really love your hair. And I said, thank you. I said, you could have it too. And she kind of looked at me. I said, it's a wig. And she was like, no, that's not a wig. And the other lady was, and all of a sudden now I had everybody around me looking over and go, oh no, I can't believe that's a wig. And the flight attendant said, I don't believe it. She said, it's gorgeous. It is so pretty. I love it. So that was 4 people right there on the plane standing over me, on top of me. So mind you, one of the myths I want to bust is the fact that people think if it has permatease, it looks fake. This is Idalia, and it does have permatease in it, so you can get this height there if you want it. And I really like, especially with the silver ones, white ones, because it's more likely hair can show through, or I guess if the wind blows, but look at that, you're just not going to see any wefting down in there. So I just really have embraced and found that permatease can be your friend, and it doesn't have a part like a part line. I'm telling you, that's not necessarily has to be there for people to believe that that's your real hair. So I want to kind of bust those myths. Don't be afraid to buy a wig with permatease. In the beginning, I know you feel like, everybody really promotes the human hair wigs. Human hair wigs are great, and you are going to get that scalp-like appearance, and you may spend a lot more money to get that appearance. But for those of us that like having a lot of wigs and want, different wigs on any given day of the week, then synthetics wigs are really a great way to go, and it's really way okay if they have permatease, because this was one of those that in that one trip to the airport this past week, that 5 people did not believe, and they were this close to me. They were this close to me and didn't notice. So I know a lot of times you're thinking that people are going to be up this close. They're not that close. They're not, unless they're going in for a kiss or something. They're not getting that close. So I promise you, don't be afraid to venture out. And because, sometimes these permatease wigs and basic cap wigs, this one has a lace front on it. So this one's super nice. And then back here is machine. So I'm just saying, don't be afraid of it and embrace it. Go out there and enjoy your wig wearing experience. Enjoy this wig life that we're on. And if you're first time, I hope I encourage you to step out there and don't be afraid, but be brave and go out there and start your own wig journey. Doing my friends, I'll see you in the next video.